Morning, friends. Today, let us discuss the Model 3. In that, we are discussing about the assembler directives, then DOS functions, and finally, let us discuss about the macros and the procedures. Okay, let us start with the assembler directives. The instructions given to the assembler while converting the assembly language program to the machine language are called as a assembler directives. So let us see here the instructions we have to give to the assembler. What is assembler? Assembler is a software which converts assembly language to the machine language. In lab you are using this software called as a MASM. So that is one of the software which is used to convert a assembly language. You are writing the code in assembly language. No doubt we have to convert it into machine language. For this we require a software called as a MASM. So that is one of the example we are using in our lab. So that is called an assembler. Okay. So what are the assembler directives? So the directives helps the assembler to convert the assembly language to the machine language. So these assembler directives will not generate any machine codes. We have seen many instructions which generates the machine codes. Okay, so but these directives are pseudo codes. These are also called as pseudo codes instructions for the assembler directive, the other name. They will not generate any machine code and they help the assembler to convert the assembly to the machine language. So let us see what are the different assembler directives. One of the widely used directives called as DB, defined byte. So the DB reserves 1 byte of the memory in the RAM. So examples are, let us see, a variable called as current, temperature. So this is the assembler directive DB42H. So this is the data 42H have to be stored in a variable name given by the current, temperature of size a byte. Okay. So the DB means it will reserve a byte of the data in a memory, and that memory we are called as a current temperature. This is a variable name given to that memory location, and size of the memory is dB means byte, and that memory location a byte called the 42H will be stored. So this is one of the example, the use of the dB. So this is the one memory we are reserving. If we want more than one memory, then we have to go for an array. So let us see the one of the next example called the price. The price is the name of the variable, and the size of the each variable is of byte, and we have the 49, 98, 29 means we have the 3 memory locations have to be reserved. So that is called as a array. So it is one of the example of declaring a array of size 3 bytes. Okay, so like this we have the different examples are shown here. You can see temp, storage, db, 100, dup. So it will duplicate, it will reserve 100 bytes to store the variables from the temp storage. So temp storage is a variable name. In that variable name you have the 100 bytes, and to store that 100 bytes you have to reserve the 100 empty spaces in a memory. So that is given by this 100, and DOP means it will reserve the 100 bytes. So this is one of the pseudo codes or a assembler directive. Next one is a DW called the defined word. So instead of a byte, now we are storing or reserving the space for a word, means 16 bit. So variable name again mul dw defined word, and 437AH, this is the 16 bit or a word. So again this for a single data called the 437AH. If you have the multiple data have to be stored, then we have to declare a array. How to declare a array? Again let us see the array of the 3 words. Example is a 3 words is the name of the array. You can give any name here to the array, and by the array each data is of word, and these are the data 1 2 3. So we require 3 memory locations of each word. So this is the declaration of the a array of the 3. So again we have the dd, now called the double word. So double word means 216 bits. So example is array dd. Here you can see the dd. So 2562 9261. This is the second second word. This is the first word. You can see total we have the 8. So it forms a double word. This is the first word. This is the second word. Okay. So lower word always stored in a lower address, means 9261 will be in lower address. Next address, in that we are storing the high word, means 2562h. So that is the next address, and it is used with LES and LDS, load extra segment, load data segment. So let us see an example, LES DI comma array. So copy the lower word. What is the lower word here? 9261 is a lower word, so that will be copied into the DI here. So array lower have to be copied or moved to the DI, and higher 2562 have to be moved to the ES extra segment. So that is the meaning of this. The one of the assembler directive called as DD and the example. So many directives we have, like DQ define the quad word, and DT define the 10 bytes. If you want to define 10 bytes, so we have to use the DT. Okay, so one of the widely used assembler directive called as assume, you might have seen in our code, which tells the assembler the name of logical segment. We have the different logical segments such as code segment, extra segment, then stack segment. Okay, you might have seen we have the 4 segments: code segment, data segment, extra segment, and stack segment. To define this segment to the assembler, we require this assume. We have used this assume many times, which is used to define the logical segment. So example is a CS colon code. So this is the logical segment. Again assume DS colon data, means the data is nothing but the logical data. So this is a logical code, logical segment for the code, and this is the logical segment for the data. How to write? Assume DS colon data. Okay, so this is one of the directive called as assume. So next, coming to the END, this is also widely used, which is used to indicate the end of the program. Always at the last, after completing your code, we have to write the END. How to write the END? END have to be written at the last statement, which gives the direction to the assembler that it is a last instruction, after which it have to stop the conversion to the machine. Okay, so that is a END. So one of the directive called ENDS, means end segments. We already seen we have to initialize the segments called the data segments, and then we have to end the segment by using ENDS. You might have seen in the segment directive. Okay, so the each segment we can end with end S. S means segment. Okay, so start of the segment we have seen in the example, lot of example. We have to initialize the segment called the data segment or code segment or ES segment. So all segment have to be ended or closed by using this end S. Okay, then you can see here the code segment. A example is a code segment. That is the starting of the any segment is called by the code segment. We have the different codes in between here from this to this. So the code segment had to be ended with code ends. So that is called the end of the segment code. Okay, so like here you can have the data segment. So related code of the data segment, then data ends. So that is the example of a ENDS. Next, coming to the one more directive called as a END-P. So this is used for the procedures. So that we are going to explain in the next lecturer called as procedures. So procedure to indicate the end of the procedure. Okay, let us see an example how to initialize the procedure and how to end the procedure. Procedures are the small programs which are required many times. As I told, if we take an example of a pi or a finding of the square root, and the square root code is required by the many programs. So instead of writing the same square root program for all the codes, what we have to do? We have to link or we have to call the procedure, and the procedure will perform the square root and it will give the result, and that result or output will be again sending to the main code. So we have the main code and we have the procedure, and the square root, for example the square root we can use for the many programs by using or by calling the square root. This is a variable name. If you write the square root in any code, it will link to this code, okay, which is used to perform the square root. So let us see how to initialize the initialize the proc. So that is nothing but a procedure. So here you can see the square root. You can give here any variable name. So that is variable name is for calling a proc. Okay. So this is a proc, PROC. Remember, this is the start of the procedure. It indicates the start of the procedure. Okay. Then we have the different codes here or statements which is used to perform the square root here. Okay. After end, we have to end the square root by again the variable name here, the same variable name, and end p. Please remember, proc and end p. These are the two directives are required to initialize a procedure and to end the procedure. So end p means end of the procedure. Okay, one more directive called as a name. So we can give any name, variable name to a program. Example is a PC board. So this is one of the directive called as name. A very important directive called as equate, called as EQU. It is a very important directive. So let us assume a pi, that value is required many times in a code. So instead of writing many times, let us assume we required 100 times the pi value. So instead of putting 100 times the pi value, what have to do? You can equate that pi value to a variable, and instead of writing the pi value, you have to write the variable name. So whenever we have the variable name, it will be replaced by the pi value. So let us see how to initialize the equate. So used to give name to some value or symbol. So example is, let us see again, this is a correction factor. Okay, you can give any variable name. This is the variable name. Equate is a directive 03H. So in code, whenever you write this correction factor, it will be replaced by 03H. Okay, so that is one of the example called as equate. So offset, operator which tells the assembler to determine offset or displacement of a named data. So to find the displacement or to find the offset, where we have to use a directive called the offset. So this is used in the index addressing mode. We already discussed the different addressing modes called as the index addressing modes. Please go through it. Okay, take the example move bx, offset prices. So prices is a variable name. In that variable name, we have to find the displacement. Let us assume this is a segment, a data segment, and here let us assume we have the prices. Okay, and this is the start of the segment. Okay, let us assume the prices are present here. So this displacement from this starting of the segment to the point where we have the prices. This price is a variable name of the memory. For example, let us assume the 1000. So from 000 to 1000. So this displacement is calculated by using this offset. Okay, so let us see a very important instruction called as org. You might have used many times. It is used to originate the memory location. Default always the org is at 0h. Okay, and you can give any originate, means start of the code. Our code is starting from 2000h, let us assume. So org 2000h. Okay, that set the location counter to the 2000h. So org is 0h, you might have used in the code. It means that our code is starting from the starting memory called as 0h. Okay, so one more directive called as proc. So that is the start of the procedure. Let us see again, the smart divide is the name of the procedure. Proc. Okay, then for. There are two types of procs or procedure. One is a for and one more is a near. There are two types. Please remember, there are two types of the procedures. Okay, and the directive is a proc, PROC, for and near. For means the smart divide, means the procedure is present in a other memory location or other segment. It is not present in a same segment or same code. Okay, that is called as for. Remember, the proc which is present in a other or outside of the segment called as a inter segment, that is called as a inter segment, then it will be initialized by using for. Okay, so here you can see smart divide, that is the name of the procedure. Okay, and it is a proc is a assembler directive or a pseudo code, and the type of procedure is a for. For means this procedure present in a other segment called as a inter segment. Okay, and one more proc is called as near. Again we have the smart proc. Smart is the name of the procedure. You can call this name anytime, so it will connect it to this procedure. Okay, so smart proc near means the proc present within the segment. This is the for means outside the segment, and intra segment means within the segment we have the proc called as a smart. So then it is called as near. So this is near means intra segment and for means inter segment. Near means within the segment we have that proc. Okay, so this is the procedure. Next, coming to the one more segment directive called as a segment. So this directive is called as a segment, means start of the logical segment. So how to define? The example is a code segment. You might have seen code segment, and as I told, we have to terminate the code segment by using end s. Already I have to explain here the end s here. So this is the end s. Okay. Now let us see DOS functions. So DOS functions are used for input and output display, and the characters are strings. For that we require the DOS functions. DOS functions are nothing but interrupts. So you might have used many times the int 21h at the last of a end of the code. Many times we have used